of us have experienced a job interview. Can you do this job? What makes you qualified? What are your certifications or credentials? When can you start? Uppermost in the employer's mind is capability, suitability, and availability. Matthew essentially viewed this as his task as he explained Jesus' credentials to the Jews. For centuries, the Jews anticipated the arrival of their Messiah. They qualified their anticipation with scriptural expectation. The Messiah had to demonstrate certain abilities. Subsequently, Matthew sets about to pen Jesus' resume to prove that he was indeed the long-awaited Messiah. The Messiah must necessarily demonstrate power over disease, disaster, and the devil. So let's take a quick look at Jesus' resume. To begin with, Jesus essentially banished all disease from Palestine. They brought their sick to him, and he healed them all. Matthew 8:16. He helped and healed in every place he visited. Jesus, for example, healed the contaminated leper in chapter 8, verses 1 through 4. He helped the centurion leader, 8:5 through 14. Society called the leper wretched and called the centurion with respect, but they both called on Jesus. Jesus answered them both. In fact, Matthew covers the full spectrum of outcasts: a leper, a Gentile, and a woman. He healed the cooking lady. That particular society did not regard women highly, yet Jesus does. Without an N95 mask, without sanitizer, and without a vaccine, Jesus approached and healed Peter's mother-in-law of a fever. She got out of bed immediately and began to prepare dinner. You might say she moved from boiling to boiling, from concern about her own temperature to the oven's temperature. Jesus cured the sick and calmed the storms. The storm recorded in verses 23 through 27 was no regular storm. In fact, the word storm in the Greek text gives us our word seismatic. The storm in this text flaunted an earthquake quality. The storm shook the ship, but not the Savior. The tempest threatened to topple their transport, yet Jesus slumbered unshaken and asleep. The disciples shouted to Jesus for help. Interesting. When seasoned sailors request help from a former carpenter, we understand something of the dire need. The storm could not stir him. The waves could not wake him. But the screams and requests of his disciples did. Jesus silenced the storm and shushed the swells. The disciples were so amazed that they could not find an appropriate category in which to stick him. What manner of man is this, that even the winds and the waves obey him? Jesus demonstrated complete power over sickness, over storms, and over Satan, as we see in Matthew 8, verses 28 through 30. The demoniac's violence and viciousness is equaled only by the violence of the storm. The storm veiled Jesus' approach. The demoniacs hid in the tomb. But this day proved to be a day of unveiling. No one was hidden. People saw twisted spirits. Jesus saw tortured souls, and the tortured souls saw a tender Savior. Live well, hope well.